currency, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very family.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very family.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very family.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very family.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very family.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
We're glad to have you back. If you're just joining, you're watching ATN Politics. Well, the first issue for consideration has to do with, the delivery of judgment concerning the petition challenging the declaration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the February 25th presidential elections. Indications are that the tribunal sitting in Abuja will be delivering judgment on the 16th. Well, the 16th day of September is supposed to be the last day for which the tribunal will have to sit. That will be making 180 days, which is a statutory time frame for the tribunal to deliver a judgment. So there are speculations that the tribunal has fixed the 16th for delivery, although the tribunal itself is here to make a statement with respect to this information making the round. But as it is right now, what is clear is that if 16th is the date for the last day for which the tribunal will be sitting, that is to say the tribunal have about 20 days within which they would rule on the case. We call that judgment have been reserved by the tribunal headed by Justice Haruna Simon Tsunami. They yet to fix a date. They told parties to the suit after adopting their original addresses, and that judgment have been reserved. But let's hold on here and get across to Mr. Wubang, I guess, who joined us via our Abuja platform. Mr. Wubang, what do you make of this development? About 20 days left for the tribunal to decide on this very, very important suit. Let's get your take quickly.
On this very, issue of the judges to fix 16 for the to pass a final judgment on the tribunal and on the issue where you have PDP, Labour Party, the Alliance People's Party, challenging the victory of the president elect. Very important that we know that you saw it, even though they have, according to some people, they said they have already removed. You saw where a billboard was, placed, and is saying even there is in Kano, there is in so many of the places, even in the federal capital territory, that the eyes of every citizen is on the judges. And if that is that, to me, it would have been earlier than this, but since that same day marked the 108 days that is related for them to deliver the judgment according to the Nigerian Constitution. You see, even the fact that there is no issue doesn't, anything that is being documented doesn't rotten, it doesn't go without any view of it. But the fact still remains that any issue that will be lingering, and I expected them to have fixed the debt earlier than even the debt they have fixed. But all the same, what we are looking at is for them to do the needful, as I always say, because the eyes of the citizens are on them. Very important, because you see, people like, I used to call him Elder, people like Elder, he has a grandchild. His grandchild is almost, I think he's almost 20 years or so, because he is not a boy, even though that is his kind of a person, his name is called Charlie Boy. But I was going through his biography. He's almost 70-something years, and somebody that is 70-something years is not a baby. We saw where I saw it that he tweeted on his tweet that what we are looking at is for the judges to do that which is right, because every citizen of Nigeria is looking at the outcome of the judgment. Everybody, not just the APC, the PDP, not just the Labour, not just the Alliance or the People's Party, but is for every citizen. This fight is not just for, Peter Obi as a, Labour Party presidential candidate. It's not for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar as a presidential candidate for PDP. It's not just for Shidi Prince, who is a presidential candidate for Alliance People's Party. No, it's for every citizen of this country. Because we will say enough is enough for all this. It's a normal thing, because that's what I heard people saying. So how do we expect, some people will tell, how do we expect a sitting president to be removed, even if they find out that he's not eligible to be in that position? I said, well, there is always a starting point of everything. Of course, we saw it happening in many of the neighboring countries, and our own will not be exceptional. If it happens that we want to do the right thing, if truly we want to, bring out change, then according to an advert I saw, and they said, change must begin with you. And if that is that, we want to bring out change, of course, it must start somewhere. It must start somewhere. It should not be a business as usual. Definitely let the judge do the right thing and, bring out what is expected of us or of them to do. Because if we continue to, be covering the truth, as I used to say, a house that is built on a faulty foundation can never stay. You can't build a house, and a verse in the Bible says, "He who build his house on mold, on the moldy area, when the wind come, it will blow it. But he who build his house on the rocky place, when the wind come, it will not blow it away. It will still remain strong because the house is built on a strong foundation. If a government is not built on a solid and truthful foundation, of course, the result is always not true. And the result will always be false because the house, the foundation that which the government is built is not solid by truth. So what we were expecting of the judges is for them to do their needful. They should know that the eyes of all the citizens, not just the citizens of Nigeria, but everybody that was involved in this election, we are looking, we look up to them because they will be the one to tell us the truth of what happened on the 25th of February 2023. Was there any foul play by some political actors? Was there foul play by INEC themselves? They will be the one to tell us and point it out for us the truth, so that the foundation that we're trying to build this government is very, generation that we're trying to see if we can get a change where you have to, as a citizen, you have the right to choose who you want. As a leader, you have the right to choose who you want to govern you. So if the judges will do the right thing, it will be going to be a plus to them, because what they do till the next generation will still be, let them know that whatsoever that they're going to pronounce, not just to their children, children will speak of it. Because whatsoever you do, of course, there is always a time to be able to, a time to speak of that which you do. If you do good, good will be speaking of you. If you do bad, bad will be speaking of you. So, of course, we expect to see nothing but the best they can do for us, so that this country will be a better place, not for only the rich, but for everyone who is an indigent and deserve to be treated as an indigent. And I pray they will not go by what people say is a normal thing. You can never, it's not today. As I saw it, some people they will come on, even on television, begin to talk, and they said, we have not seen any, it has never happened in this country before where a president will be sworn in, and at the end of the day, if it's confirmed not to, that it's not supposed to be there, nothing will happen. No, there's always a change. There's always a starting point for everything. If it happens that he was not eligible to be in that place, of course, the judges should do the right thing, and so that we will have a good place. We have a place of the country of our dream, a country where a common man have the right, to choose or to elect or to vote for who he wants to vote, and his vote must be counted. So that's what we're looking at, for the judges to be able to, do the right thing, and the needful must be done accordingly. That will give a credit to whosoever participate in that judgment. And I believe the judges will do the right thing, and so that we'll see a new Nigeria, we'll see a Nigeria of our dream, we'll see a Nigeria whereby a common man will have his.
Well, Mr. Ubang, looking at the development, yes, we have 20 days, of course there will be agitation, everybody would want to know what the outcome will be. But at this point, stakeholders, the key people, the political parties and the actors in this case, the President, the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, and former Anambra State Governor, Peter Obi, these are key actors in this matter. What should these persons be doing and these organizations be doing at this point in time?
They should remain calm, as it started even on the. If there is not anything they wanted doing, they would have done it. I think earlier than this. So I will urge the political actors and the followers to be law-abiding, and it's not violent that will give you victory. I think what gives you victory in this kind of what we're looking at is just to be calm and let the judges and let the court decide, because since the issue is already before the court, and if truly the time has already been fixed to deliver judgment based on the facts that they have gathered from all the petitions, all the petitioners. So they don't need to have anything to bother about, except if you don't know where your stand is. Only those who don't know the legal aspect of for you to have a case that is not in the police station. Even if it's in the police station, you cannot say the outcome of it. So if that is that, then you don't need to be bothered if you truly know where you stand. It is when you don't know where you stand that we used to protesting ignorantly, on some statute. You understand? And the presidential candidates and their parties, what they should do is to tell their followers to be calm. I remember vividly when Peter Obi came on live television saying that if there's anything he will tell his followers is to be obedient. And he caught it in the Bible that he said the only obedient children will have a long life to live. And only if you are obedient, you shall eat the good fruits of your labor. So if that is that, I believe they will do what is expected them to do as leaders to control their followers. You don't take law into your hand. That's why it is already in the law court. So they will be the one to pass. That's why we pray, we are urging them to do the right thing. Do the right thing and the needful. Let it not be that someone is deprived of his right because of one thing or the other. So if the right thing will be done, if the right judgment will pass the right judgment, of course, then we don't need to, to regret whatsoever. But the most important thing is for the followers, the followers, the actors. What I mean by the actors is that we have the presidential candidate who happen to be the leader of the party that they represent. Of course, they should be able to send a message. At the end of the day, we have a concrete and what we can lay our hands on, and we will not be regretting actions. There are some things that some actions that if it's not in line with the Constitution, it's not in line with the law of the land, you'll be getting, even if you have a tangible and right, facts and, evidence of something, when you did not follow it accordingly, you may not get to the promised land. So if that is that, then we want to, ask and, for the leaders, of course, to do the right thing and talk to their followers, so to them to become what belongs to you, whatsoever it is. So if it happens that it's Mr. A that have it, of course, what we need is for the judges to do the right thing. It's happened that it's Mr. B that have it, fine. It's happened that Mr. C or Mr. D, of course, what we're looking at is the right thing should be done. And I believe that the leaders of the party will do the right thing by communicating to their followers to be law-abiding. And that is what is important, and that is what they should do as leaders.
Thank you, Mr. Woban, for that submission. We just hope that they would heed to such counsel and try to call for calm as we await the delivery of judgment. And even beyond the delivery, after the delivery, what happens is also key. We just hope that these leaders will take full responsibility and ensure that their supporters behave themselves. Let's hold on here and go on a short break. When we return, we'll bring you the next issue. Don't go anywhere. We're glad to have you back. Just joining me watching ATM Politics. Let's head to Bayelsa State, where the governor of the state, Diri Doi, has shared, his ambition to become governor to seek re-elections will not result into the spilling of blood. But he said this in Nembe when he visited the scene for which communities in Bassam, Bari, communities were invaded. He said that of course he would ensure that stability is maintained, but again, those who would want to seek power through violence do not deserve to be leaders. bias one area where, during elections, parties involved, sometimes you get to see, the whole thing becomes so fierce and, engaging. But ahead of the election, the governor is saying his ambition, just like former President Goodluck Jonathan, is not what the blood of anybody. But let's get the take of, I guess, Mr. Wubang. Mr. Wubang, what do you make of this statement? Do we need to believe these politicians, or what else should we be doing at this point?
Well, you see, in the case of his, they are from the same, state with, Goodluck Jonathan. I will give him. If I am to score him, I would say I will score him 50-50 because, Jonathan said it, and what happened in the elections of 20. Jonathan would have. That is why he's remained the ambassador of peace of Nigeria. No one has break that record yet. You understand? And he is coming out to say that no any blood of anyone is that what is political ambition. Of course, that is what we should, let me say, the politicians be looking at. Because, you see, as you said, they say this, and what they are doing is an opposite of what they say. And we cannot judge, something, because we don't judge according to the content, but we judge according to the content. Now, if we are to judge according to the container, then we will judge them as normal politicians that they say what they don't do. But if we are to judge according to the content, let's assume or just give him the benefit of doubt that what he's saying, because I watched it live. I think yesterday he still came out to address the security personnel in there, where he was asking the ASP in charge of one unit some questions what is happening in the community. Of course, when we have leaders that are looking at, they are not looking at themselves, but they are looking at the interests of people, looking at interests and how the feelings people have for in the community, looking at how people feel, how you cannot be happy when you even if you are in your comfort zone. If truly you have human feelings, you cannot be happy for someone. You see people dying, and because you have gotten what you want, then you care less. Then you don't have human feelings. You understand? You don't have human feelings, and you will not be an ambassador of peace and unity. So what he's saying is that is the word of leaders, the word of wisdom, and it's my prayer that what he's saying, he really meant what he's saying, so that we will not come by. You will not be happy at all, or as somebody who have God, is God-fearing, cannot be happy seeing people dying because he want to get a seat, because he want to be somewhere. I don't think it's humanly, good, and no one will tell you that, except if the person is not, being conscious of some certain things. You can never be happy seeing people dying as a result of you want to be in life for you to live. That is not, it's not good at all. Only you want to serve because, you are looking for an opportunity for you to serve your people. So who are you going to serve if they have been killed? Or if they are to be killed? Or who are you going to serve? It's just that, at times our politicians forget what is, they are looking for. They forget why they are there. Because when you said you want to serve, who are you going to serve? If you say it's people that you want to serve, and those people you want to serve, they will be killed before you become the whether governor or whatsoever, or be on that seat, then who are you going to serve? You are calling people, you are pleading for people to vote you so that you come and serve them. Reverse is the case. People who, beg for opportunity to serve people, they become the people that they want to serve. It becomes their slave. So that is what we're seeing in most of the era whereby people don't care about what happened to their fellow human being, because they are in that position where they have security everywhere. They don't care what happened to other, common man in the street. So if that happened, then there's no human feelings. But for him to come out and I can see the seriousness in him. Of course, one life is more than anything if truly you want to serve, because you want to serve people, not people to serve you. You are calling to service. And if you are calling to service, of course you are to serve people. So if those people who have been killed, then who are you going to serve? So there is a very good comment, a very good decision for him. For him to be on that seat and people would die, then you don't need it. That's a good one. And I just pray that what he's saying truly is from his mind. What he's saying is from his mind, like the way, people will tell you that maybe it's because Goodluck said it, and Goodluck is from the same state with him, and he is saying it again. No, we can have the same people in the same place, and
well, thank you for that. submission, Mr. Wuban. Let's hold on here and go on a short break. When we return, we'll be heading to Benue State. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're glad to have you back. Remember that you can be part of this conversation. All you need to do is download our app, ATN Live, or perhaps you can join via our socials, ATN Politics, Facebook, and YouTube. That's the handle. On this section, what we'll be looking at right now is the development in ANPP in Benue State, the governorship candidate of the party in the just concluded elections, and the national legal advisor, Professor Ben Angwe, has resigned his position, as a member of the party, that he would like to focus more on his academics. Professor Angwe noted that the crisis rocking the party would not really permit him to continue to remain in the party. I recall that the party just not quite long, last week, suspended the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Agbo Major, as well as the founding member of the party, Boniface Anyebona. These persons were suspended. The suspension followed this dissolution of ESCOs, National ESCOs Ward and Local Government ESCOs in 10 states by the National Working Committee, headed by Abba Kawo. The National Working Committee have been very, very drastic, coming hard on some of the members, accusing them of, anti-party activity. But let's hold on and get back to Mr. Wuban. Mr. Wuban, what do you make of this development in NMPP? Now, this person did not wait for suspension or whatever. He just feels that the crisis in the party is, becoming unbearable. Let's get your take.
For a party to begin to have a crisis like this is not, I think it's not the best. We have the issue of how 10 states, some of the ESCO were dissolved last week or so. And we have elders, because the professor, I believe he contested for the last gubernatorial elections, and if it happens that he voluntarily resign because of the crisis that is going on in NNPP, then to me it's a blow to the party. Just that the so-called political actors, they are not always sensitive to some area whereby you see some key members of yours going out. As a party, you should be able to, see it as a disaster already coming, because somebody who contested for government election or contested for a seat of a governor in a state should not be joking with. As from the news I read, the professor is saying that it's better he go back to his classroom also. Then it's not well. Because he knew that there's a classroom before he joined the politics, or he want to teach his field. So, but you see, as a party, now I will say it and again, when you saw such things happening, you should be able to know that it's already a pathway of destruction. Because if you have people like going out of the party, the party itself is not strong enough. But instead of it to be reinforcing, to have more members, and to add on the one the one they are on ground already, and find out that those are on ground are going out. So how is the party going to be strong? You know, you see the lack of many of strong members of the party. They have, you know, they have dissolved them, and you know, it's not a good thing, and not going to be good at all to the NPP as a party. But they can still, you know, try to make sure that what is that thing bringing the crisis. You know, when you don't get to the root, it's like somebody who is sick, and when you get to the hospital, they tell you, go and run tests. Let's see what is the source or what is causing the sickness. Because if you don't get the cause of the sickness, you'll be treating blindly, and nothing will work out well. You won't heal, you won't be healed, and you are just spending on what is not improving. So also apply to every party. When you see strong members going out, it's sending you a signal that you may likely, you know, fall down or go down, according to someone's statement that I saw it in the media saying that if you know that you have a house in Abuja and you don't have your CO4, the house will go down. So when you don't have, when you have, you know, your stronghold members are going out, of course, there is a signal sending this, you know, sending you a signal that you may likely, or the party itself may likely go down. I just, my kind advice to the NNPP stakeholders and the elder segment that are there should be able to coordinate. Of course, we saw how it played out in the presidential election, the governorship, House of Assembly, and all. But we at least have seen they are not coordinating themselves. You know, one member going out is already up -1. 2 members is already -2. So when you have 1 million and it's -2, of course, it's no longer 1 million. They'll be telling you that it's 998 or 999. So it's no longer 1 million. So the most important thing for them to know is that anything that is minus is minus. You know, so it's not a plus. And anything that is a minus, you get, because if you look at what the petition in the tribunal now, it happens that just one figure is already a winning. So if it happens that you are, but you in this case your it's minus, it's not plus. So you know that it's already you know, it's like in what we call in economics diminishing return. So when you have a diminishing return, of course, it's minus, and minus is not addition. Minus is minus, whatsoever, and how you want to put it is already you're getting, you know, you're not getting, there's not adding, it's subtraction. And when you have subtraction, of course, you are losing. So I pray that the stakeholders in the NNPP, they tied up their belt to see what is causing the crisis. They should be able to know why members are just leaving. Because if you look at the statement, he willingly resigned. Why? a cause of the crisis that is befalling or that is rocking in the, the party, because there must be in science and physics, if there's no action, there's no action. There must not be. There's no action. There's not going to be action, and there's no force. It's force that bring out, the motion. There must be a force. There must be something that is bringing that out, bringing that crisis. So they should be able to address and correct that which is bringing the crisis. Otherwise, they will be losing their, members, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a kind of disaster in the party. So my kind advice to the political actors, like the stakeholders in the party, most especially the presidential candidate in person of Engineer Rabu Konkoso, they should that they should be able to address the crisis in that party. Otherwise, you know how politicians do. Those that even emerge as the the winner under that platform, under the platform of NPP, they will likely decamp to other opposition party, because when they see that the party is no longer strong, it's not good enough to return them next election, of course, they will have no choice than to decamp to other, opposition party or other party that they will see that at least they will return them the next election. So it's very important that they look into it and do the needful, and so that they will not regret, the result after all these things. Because as it stands, I believe if they truly know what is happening in the party, they know that all is not well, and things are not taking shape at all. Things are getting out of hand. For them to be losing, their candidates, their members like that, it's not speaking well for them, because as I said earlier, minus is minus. When you subtract, you subtract. There's no addition to them. You can only lose. When you are subtracting, you're losing. So I pray and I kindly ask to for the political actors, most especially Rabu Konkoso, who happen to be the presidential candidate of the NMPP, to bring to the notice of other stakeholders to see that they are not getting to where they are going to. They better adjust and tighten up their belt to get to the right to the destination where they want to.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very family. Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wuban, for that submission. Let's hold on here and go on a short break. When we return, we'll bring you the last issue. Don't go anywhere.
Every day our lives are changed by
We are one people, all of us.
leaders, politics. politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family. Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
In Edo State, the People's Democratic Party and the APC have been neck ahead of the local government elections which is slated for September 2nd. The People's Democratic Party, in a statement by spokespersons, the APC are budgeting about 150 million to buy votes in the government elections. They said the APC is trying to use the NDDC to manipulate the elections in their favor. But of course the APC has come out and said, well, we do not know this. The People's Democratic Party, it's the allegation they made by the People's Democratic Party appears to be baseless. But well, let's hold on and get across to Mr. Ubang. Mr. Ubang, what do you make of this back and forth, counter allegations and counter allegations?
Mr. Vincent, you and I know what is happening in the political field now, and that if you see somebody telling you he's a thief, how do you come about that? How do you know that someone is a thief? How do you even know how do you now pronounce the spelling? The pronunciation thief. Thief can only know thief. And if they are accusing themselves, of course, they should, because all of them, we have never had any. In short, it's even better of the PDP, because the last 8 years of the APC administration, that they said they are fighting corruption. We have seen you and I under the watch of the Mr. President, the former president. We have people who they use the public fund as if it's their business place. We saw where very clear that the Accountant General of the Federation, looting about 800 to 900 billion, apart from the other assets. But you see, nothing has happened about nobody, care. It's like the case has already, has already been swept under the carpet. So you see, that is why we always cry out to our leaders. You cannot compromise, or you cannot, someone who has, a questionable character. Do they want to get to the office? By all means, that's for them to know that if truly what they are saying, that the election can only, be successful when they do the needful and do the right thing.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family. Natural occurrence, war, and the world.